Hello everyone. So in our previous video we discussed about how we can declare and initialize an array. So in this video we'll go a step ahead, that after declaration and initialization of an array, we will see how we can add or update the elements in an array. So friends, here you can see, let's say we have this method as array_demo having few statements. So when we execute these statements in Java, we will see what happens to this array data structure. So when we call array_demo method, so here you can see at the first line what we are doing is we are declaring and initializing an array of integer type having a size of 5. So when this line will get executed, you will see that we have this variable named myArray, which is referencing an array of size 5. So you can see 5 partitions here, and this array will also have a proper index starting from 0 and ending at length -1, which is 5 minus 1, which gives 4. So here you can see this array object is created inside the heap memory, and using myArray we have this reference which is pointing to this object. So you can consider this reference as a remote control, where using myArray we can simply control this array inside the memory. So using this variable and the indexes we have, we can simply store or update the elements inside this array. So how we can do that? Let's see its demonstration. So let's say at the first position we want to store an integer having value as 5. So how we can store that? That we have this variable name, and when we do square brackets and we provide this index, so we are telling to this array via this remote control that please add 5 to index 0. So inside this partition here, you will get a value as 5. And also friend, before that, when we initialize or create an array using this new operator, you can see that initial values of the integer came out to be 0. So when we initialize an array, this object doesn't know that what value this array could hold. So it simply assigns the default value. So for integer the default value is 0. And similarly, let's say for other types such as float, double, it would be 0.0. For long it will be 0. For boolean it will be false. And for a proper object it will be a null value, because those are the default values for primitive and non-primitive data types. So here, after giving the value 5 at index 0, we can access the index 1 via this syntax, and we can assign the value 1. So it would look something like this, that 1 is being stored here. And similarly, we can store 8 at index 2, value 2 at index 3, value 10 at index 4, and now friends, you can see that we have assigned all the values inside all the containers. Now let's say if you want to update any value, so we can simply access it a normal way and assign a new value. So here at this line we have added 8 at index 2 here. So if we again call this with a different value, so 9 will override this value and 8 will be gone and 9 will be at its place. So this is just an update to an array. And friends, at the last step what we are doing is, so here you can see that this integer array is of size 5, and we know that index starts from 0. So the last index would be 5 minus 1, which would be 4. And now friends, here what we are doing is, let's say if we access myArray and do something like this 5. So here you can see the 5th index is not there, and if we try to assign a value 7 to it, so once this line gets executed at runtime, you will get this exception in Java which says that array index out of bounds exception, and it also gives a message saying index 5 out of bounds for length 5, which means that the length of this array is 5, which is the size, and index 5 is basically out of bounds because in an array index starts from 0, so the last index would be the length minus 1, which is 4. So it simply says that index 5 is out of bounds for length 5. So this is the most common exception which we actually get when we try to work with an array data structure, because sometimes it might happen that we wrongly access an index which is not present inside an array. So friend, this was all about adding or updating elements in an array. Now let's go to Eclipse and see the demonstration of this code. I hope you like this video. Thanks, have a nice day.